Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
It makes me fearful for my son. It makes me fearful for the students that are here. It makes me fearful for the teachers.
Parents and students at Fargo North say it was a scary situation. School's out for the weekend, but there's still a lot of buzz regarding the discovery today of a handgun on a student. A teacher suspected that the kid was high, and the gun was found during the search. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie spoke with parents and students to get reaction.
On Friday, a teacher at North High School suspected a student was on drugs. During the search of a student, there were no signs of any drugs, but they say they found something even more concerning, a .380 caliber handgun.
Any phone call like that will make a parent nervous. I mean, we send our kids out to school every day, and you never know what's going to happen, especially in this time where, school violence is so prevalent.
It's very scary, and I wish we could have known sooner.
Although the incident happened in the morning and news had been circulating all day, students we spoke with Friday night said they were just hearing about it. We're told school officials were sending out emails and making phone calls, but only after school had dismissed.
It's a little scary. It would have been nice to know right away this morning instead of at 4:30 in the afternoon that somebody had brought a gun to school.
It is concerning that they didn't notify us. A lot of people would have wanted to have been notified.
Just last week at North High School, a student left a school shooting threat on a desk. Now, although the school district says the two incidents aren't related, many students say they're still afraid.
With what happened last week, it's kind of nerve-wracking that that could kind of almost be connected. These things have just happened in the past 2 weeks, and school's barely even started.
Even though students and parents say this incident was scary, they still feel safe in the school.
I have trust in our school resource officer, Officer Abel. I very much doubt that anything bad would happen at North.
The district tells us the student made no threats and that the gun wasn't loaded. They say the student was taken into custody and has been suspended indefinitely. In Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
The investigation is not over as authorities say that they are checking into whether others might have been involved. There's been an arrest surrounding that fire that destroyed a synagogue in Duluth earlier this week. Police say that they won't be releasing further details until Sunday. It was Monday the first responding crews found visible smoke and flames in a storage room, and the fire expanded to a second alarm as portions of the roof and walls began to collapse. A firefighter was treated and released for injuries after being struck by falling debris. No other injuries were reported. A North Dakota man will spend 5 years in prison for threatening to kill more than 100 people in a hit list he says was inspired by God. Greg Bowe of Williston listed the names of people in law firms, judicial chambers, and local schools that he said he was going to kill. And he may be spending more time behind bars. Bowe has a jury trial on September 23rd for adding more than 60 names to the hit list in another letter.
If it was up to me, it would be an eye for an eye, and she would be dead just like he is, because she's dead to me anyways. So I wish laws worked that way.
Harsh words from the son of a woman suspected of killing her husband. Tonight, she's also suspected of heading for the White Earth Indian Reservation. She fled the state of Texas after posting bond. In an exclusive interview, Valley News Team's Joshua Pagaro talked with her son, who says he fears for his family's safety because if she killed his dad, she can kill other family members.
Tony Garcia says he can never forgive his mom.
There's many things I miss about my father. He's just a great guy all the way around. Somebody I looked up to, somebody I wish I could be.
Rose Garcia was arrested by Texas law enforcement for killing her husband of 39 years, Mario Garcia.
At first it was, I love you, I'm sorry, and now it's,
The murder happened in Victoria County, Texas. A sheriff's office report states Rose Garcia shot her husband in the head with a single .410 shotgun. Tony, who lives in Glendon, Minnesota, says the last time he spoke to his dad on June 4th, he sensed something was off.
He told me that she had been threatening to kill him and chop his head off. And
2 weeks later, deputies found Mario's body on the family property.
There wasn't 1 year my dad wouldn't call me and sing happy birthday to me. Not 1 year. He did it every year. And my birthday was just 3, 4, 5 days ago. And he didn't call me. He did sing happy birthday.
They'd been living in Texas since 2010. The couple first met as teenagers in Detroit Lakes. Tony says the murder has split his family apart. Rose has 6 kids and dozens of grandchildren.
I didn't ever think that she could do that to somebody who treated her like gold and, took care of her whole life.
Tony learned Rose wants to go to White Earth Indian Reservation, where she's from, to hide out.
This is something you see on TV and don't expect to be living it. So it's pretty surreal situation.
Investigators say Rose cleaned up the murder scene and hid the murder weapon. Tony says he feels like Texas law enforcement failed his family by allowing his mom to post bond and then take off. In Glendon, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
Keep in mind at this point, Rose Garcia has not been indicted. Tony Garcia says he's concerned his mom will avoid jail time by hiding on the White Earth Reservation since it falls under federal jurisdiction. The Department of Health and Human Services has awarded over $4.5 million for 7 North Dakota programs. Human Services will receive $3 million for a program to improve children's mental health. $435,000 will go toward pharmacology, physiology, and biological chemistry research at NDSU. The 3 affiliated tribes will receive $375,000 to help with chronic disease prevention, while over $577,000 will help Native Americans in nursing and psychology doctoral programs at UND. The final $100,000 will support Medicare and Medicaid services at the Family Health Care Center in Fargo. U.S. Senator John Hoeven announced today that the new Energy and Water Appropriations Bill includes strong funding for North Dakota projects. Included is $233 million allocated for flood control projects, $80 million for small water infrastructure projects, and $125 million for the rural water account.
We not only increased funding in the Corps' construction account, their project account, but we also added funding, about $100 million, for what we call alternative delivery, which means projects like our P3 project.
That means public-private partnership projects are funded in addition to the budget request for flood control projects. Our weather is starting to cool, and some people are already planning ahead for white stuff to come. We found multiple posts on Nextdoor, people wanting suggestions for a snow removal company or a company letting people know that they're booking up fast. Last winter, snow removal was tough for a lot of people in the valley, and some are looking to be better prepared. Snow removal companies say it was chaos for them trying to respond to all the calls.
From the middle of January to the end of March, it was 5 hours of sleep a night. If we weren't pushing it, we were piling it. If we weren't piling it, we were hauling it. If we weren't hauling it, we were fixing equipment.
Bosma adds that for those of you planning on taking care of the snow yourself this winter, you might want to start preparing now. Change the oil on your snow blower, replace the spark plug, and make sure you have extra shear pins and charge your battery.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
What is all this talk about snow? Well, we've definitely had a very, very cool start to the month and a very wet one as well. But things are about to change as we head into the weekend, and we have some warmer weather on the docket. But tonight is going to be a chilly one. Right now, we're at 51 degrees in Fargo-Moorhead. Wind from the southwest is blowing at 7 miles per hour. Already in the 40s in Thief River Falls, Cavalier 46. It's 53 this hour. In Grand Forks with Wahpeton at 50 degrees. Here is a look at the clear skies, and it looks like a nice break for us, but we do have a little hitch in the giddy up in eastern Montana that's heading into the western Dakotas tonight. That's bringing some clouds and a few showers in our general direction. Nationally, very quiet across the lower 48 until we get off into the eastern Great Lakes. And well, we do have tropical disturbance number 9 out there off the Atlantic coast, very slowly moving, and will likely stay out over the waters. For us, as we head to bed tonight, it does look chilly with clear skies all night and relatively quiet winds. A couple of locations up north in Minnesota could dip down into the upper 30s. A chilly start to your weekend. For some of us, we'll have patchy areas of dense fog once again. But the sunshine goes to work first thing for most of us across Minnesota and the valley, while clouds build in out to the west. This is going to bring a batch of clouds over the Red River Valley midday. Now, we cannot rule out a shower or sprinkle, particularly in the afternoon hours as this system works its way eastward. The vast majority of us will stay dry, and that afternoon sun goes to work, and we get some orange colors for a change back on Hutch's good old weather map there, which means some milder temperatures for our afternoon. And Saturday evening looks delightful as well, with clear skies setting the stage for an equally as pleasant Sunday. More on that in just a moment. Here's your planner for Fargo. First thing in the morning, expect those mid-40s in Fargo. Can't rule out some patchy fog in the area. Temperatures rise quickly through the 50s and 60s, and we'll spend hours in the low 70s. Remember that midday chance at some clouds out there, and the winds, by the way, tomorrow, a lot less strong. We're talking about 5 to 15 miles per hour out of the south or even west at times. The coolest locations will be up north near the international border, but many of us getting into the mid and upper 60s in northern Minnesota. 73 Wahpeton, Breckenridge, near 80 in Sisseton, and a beautiful day on Devil's Lake at 71 degrees. Speaking of beautiful, take a look at Suzanne's photo here near Vergas. This is Long Lake, a gorgeous and colorful scene. Now let's analyze this 7-day planner, because Sunday looks absolutely delightful. We'll see mostly sunny skies for most of the day, and a temperature in Fargo that will challenge 80 degrees. And that would be the warmest day of the month thus far. Heading into next week, we'll warm it up even more. Temperatures in the low to even mid-80s. We will have more wind in the forecast, particularly as we get into Wednesday. Wednesday brings our next weather-making system, a chance of some showers. That cools us off, but not as cool as we've been, Mike Morkin, so you can leave that snowblower in the garage for just a little bit longer, because we have some 80s to enjoy.
Months?
We have some 80s to enjoy.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Rock star Eddie Money has died. The husky-voiced blue-collar performer was known for such hits as 2 Tickets to Paradise and Baby Hold On. In 1987, he received a Best Rock Vocal Grammy nomination for Take Me Home Tonight. Eddie Money was 70.